A lozenge, often referred to as a diamond, is a form of rhombus. The definition of lozenge is not strictly fixed, and it is sometimes used simply as a synonym for rhombus. Most often, though, lozenge refers to a thin rhombus, a rhombus with acute angles of 45 a degree. The lozenge shape is often used in parquetry and as decoration on ceramics, silverware and textiles. It also features in heraldry and playing cards. Symbolism. The lozenge motif dates as far back as the Neolithic and Paleolithic period in Eastern Europe and represents a sown field and female fertility. The ancient lozenge pattern often shows up in diamond vault architecture, in traditional dress patterns of Slavic peoples, and in traditional Ukrainian embroidery. The lozenge pattern also appears extensively in Celtic art, art from the Ottoman Empire, and ancient Phrygian art. The lozenge symbolism is one of the main female symbols in Berber carpets. Common Berber jewelry from the Ouras Mountains or Kabylie in Algeria also uses this pattern as a female fertility sign. In 1658, the English philosopher Sir Thomas Browne published The Garden of Cyrus, subtitled The Quincuntial Lozenge, or Network Plantations of the Ancients, where he outlined the mystical interconnection of art, nature and the universe via the quincunx pattern. He suggested that ancient plantations were laid out in a lozenge pattern. Lozenges appear as symbols in ancient classic element systems, in amulets, and in religious symbolism. In a suit of playing cards, diamonds is in the shape of a lozenge. Encodings. In Unicode, the lozenge is encoded in multiple variants, U+22C for a diamond operator, U+2311 or square lozenge, U+25CA a sh lozenge, U+2662 unregistered trademark scent white diamond suit, U+2666 unregistered trademark black diamond suit, U+27EOI lozenge divided by horizontal rule, U+29EB a fathom black lozenge, U+2B27 a white medium lozenge, U+2B28 a black medium lozenge, U+2B2A white small lozenge, U+2B2B black small lozenge. In IBM 026 punched card code it is OR, DOS code page 437 and Mac Roman. The latex command for the lozenge is \lozenge. Applications. Modal logic. In modal logic, the lozenge expresses that there is possibility. For example, the expression expresses that it is possible that is true. Mathematics. In axiomatic set theory, the lozenge refers to the principles known collectively as the diamond principle. Calculator. On equipment, especially calculators, the lozenge is used to mark the subtotal key. It is standardized in ISO 7000. Camouflage. During the First World War, the Germans developed lozenge Tarnung. This camouflage was made up of colored polygons of 4 or 5 colors. The repeating patterns often used irregular 4, 5 and 6-sided polygons, but some contain regular rhombi or hexagons. Because painting such a pattern was very time-consuming, and the paint added considerably to the weight of the aircraft, the pattern was printed on fabric. This pre-printed fabric was used from 1916 until the end of the war, in various forms and colors. Heraldry. The lozenge in heraldry is a diamond-shaped charge, usually somewhat narrower than it is tall. A macle is a voided lozenge that is, a lozenge with a lozenge-shaped hole in the midlia and the rarer roster is a lozenge containing a circular hole. A field covered in a pattern of lozenges is described as lozenge. A similar field of mazels is masculi. Cough tablets. Cough tablets have taken the name lozenge, based on their original shape. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, the first use of this sense was in 1530. In Finland, the lozenge is associated with salmiak, through apteekin salmiakki. Thus, the lozenge is commonly called salmiak or kuvio salmiak shape. The pattern is often used even if the candy is not actually lozenge-shaped. U.S. Military. To implement 10 U.S.C. 773, the Secretary of the Navy has prescribed the following distinctive mark for wear by members of military societies which are composed entirely of honorably discharged officers and enlisted personnel, or by the instructors and members of duly organized cadet corps. The distinctive mark will be a diamond, 3-1/2 inches long by 2 inches wide, of any cloth material. A white distinctive mark will be worn on blue, green, or khaki clothing. And a blue distinctive mark will be worn on white clothing. The distinctive mark will be worn on all outer clothing on the right sleeve, at the point of the shoulder, the upper tip of the diamond to be 1/4 inch below the shoulder seam. The lozenge is also used in the U.S. Army, Marine Corps, and Air Force on the insignia of their respective first sergeants. They are also used in the Junior ROTC and the Cadet Program in the Civil Air Patrol, for cadet officers corresponding to the military pay grades of 04 to 06. Finnish Defence Forces. In Finnish military ranks, the lozenge is found in the insignia of conscript officer students and conscript officer candidates. Transportation. The lozenge can be used on public roadways in the United States and Canada to mark a specific lane for a particular use. The lane will usually be painted with a lozenge at a regular interval, and signage will be installed to indicate the restrictions on using the lane. This marking is most often used to denote high-occupancy vehicle lanes or bus lanes, with accompanying signage reading a HOV lane, or a bus lane, and giving the requirements for a vehicle to be accepted. Prior to January 17, 2006, lozenges could also be used to mark bicycle-only lanes, often in conjunction with a bicycle icon. In New Zealand and Japan, a lozenge marked in white paint on the road indicates an upcoming uncontrolled pedestrian crossing. Flags. Several flags feature lozenges, most notably the Brazilian flag contains a yellow lozenge at the center. One official flag of Bavaria is entirely made of blue and white lozenges. Imagery. See also, petrosomatoglyph lozenges as symbols in prehistory. Pa is a similar symbol. Throat lozenge, references. External links, the dictionary definition of lozenge at Wiktionary.